Hello, my name is Michelle. Welcome back to Yggdrasil, and today I am going to be talking about the importance of parasocial relationships online, because it's something that is coming to be more and more common with a lot of our mental health creators, and that's not great, especially for mental health. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, comment below how you feel about this situation, what creators, I don't know, stuff like that. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members. I appreciate each and every one of you every single day. Make sure to consider becoming a member. It starts at 99 cents. You get early access to my videos, you get to pick my videos, and many more other perks. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and enjoy. What even is a parasocial relationship? It is where a viewer or audience member becomes attached to and invested into a media character, whether they are real or fictional, and they don't return the emotion in a lot of circumstances. A sense of intimacy and closeness develop on one side, but the other party in all likelihood does not know the former even exists, or they are given immense love as much as possible by that creator. Social media industries are on the rise, obviously, and so parasocial relationships are also becoming more and more common, especially in pop culture and mental health culture. Things like Beatlemania and fans from 90s boy bands are as not exceedingly evolved as the stan culture of today. So parasocial relationships are actually perfectly normal and psychologically healthy. As humans, we are built to make social connections, and when we're presented with a person through audio or video, we are likely to seek and establish a bond with them. We find ourselves in situations today where people are under the illusion and perception that the situations are real. People will defend and go after other people and let their emotions be significantly controlled by a certain creator, which is why for a lot of people, parasocial relationships can be problematic. It is a one-sided nature of a relationship and is more obvious when that relationship exists between a viewer and a character in a TV show, but enters gray area when it's between real people. Anyone on social media has the ability to have a public platform. The number of people who could be unknowingly on the receiving end of a parasocial relationship has exploded over the years, and social media was built to encourage this. All you have to do is become a follower or a subscriber of someone who shares your like-minded thoughts, and they talk apparently directly to you as a viewer. You can reply, and there's even a possibility that your reply will be reciprocated, though it won't be likely, although we do see a lot of responding with some of our influencers who have a bit of a internet addiction and parasocial relationship with their audience themselves. You are literally given access to people like never before, and the number of personalities you can look up and engage with is endless. Social stigma means that everyone who uses social media is somewhat encouraged to behave as a public figure. Even though that person probably doesn't exist, we attach ourselves to that version of that person online. The more that person shares, the more detailed a picture we get and bonded we become. It's hard to see someone with whom we're in a parasocial relationship as a complicated individual with a life beyond what they share. The more that you share, the more likely it is that people will develop a parasocial relationship with you. For the most part, it is innocent, but when people feel they're entitled to someone else's space or time because of the one-sided relationship they have forged, it can push into uncomfortable spaces. It can create harm because of the amount of people who can be targeted by the opinion of a creator. A parasocial relationship makes you feel like you know somebody, but it gets complicated when the person contradicts who you thought you were following. But a lot of the time in a parasocial relationship, you don't care. You're attached to a person or their public persona, and the shattering of that image can actually be really hard on people to come to terms with. It can feel like a betrayal. Oftentimes in parasocial relationships, it is severed because the viewers don't get the kind of accountability and apology they believe that they need from the person that they thought they knew. The reality is that parasocial relationships can interfere with a person's real life relationships or daily life, especially if they take the place or real life interactions and relationships. Parasocial relationships may interfere with a person's real life or day-to-day relationships, especially if they take the place of real life interactions and relationships. They contribute to anxiety, loneliness, social isolation, but especially when they are involved with social media. Over time, the nature of parasocial relationships may become unfulfilling and serve as a distraction from an individual's life. Parasocial relationships may also encourage negative social comparisons, influence unhealthy habits, contribute to mental illness like depression or unhealthy coping skills, and is correlated with social media use, which too much of is unhealthy for all of us. It is the one-sided relationship between a viewer and a media figure. The person may think and talk about the media persona as though they were a close friend and they know them and what they would or wouldn't do. They may feel as though they know and understand the media figure personally, even though the connection does not involve direct contact. COVID-19 and social isolations are two major factors that led to the rise of parasocial relationships. Studies show that this is closely related to higher depression and anxiety among the younger generations. Some fans are simply interested in the actions of their quote-unquote friend, while others become obsessed with them to the point of imagining being in a relationship with them. Parasocial relationships happen without the influencer usually even knowing that that person might exist. This can be toxic and detrimental to people's mental health for the creator and the viewer. These relationships can decrease loneliness and fill the gap for social interaction for a short amount of time, but they are by no means as effective or satisfactory as real life interactions. And these relationships can escalate to stalking and harassment concerns, as well as being unhealthy for the creator. Attractive streamers and YouTubers tend to get the most attention, and sometimes they are overtly sexual. A modern term for someone who stalks an online personality and makes sexual comments about them is called a simp. Some fans get so engrossed by their online idols that they start caring about their lives more than what is happening in their own life. They enjoy watching for entertainment, and at the same time, they're prepared to defend their idols by any means, even by attacking fans of other streamers or influencers, which can make for a toxic online environment. The biggest problem is that there's an illusion of having a friend through a parasocial relationship that you can trust. However, most viewers use these platforms to cope with difficult periods in their life, and by watching their favorite streamers, they have a way of forgetting their real life problems and can end up trusting their idol. These relationships can serve the purpose of replacing the missing real life relationships and achievements, either by having friends or having a girlfriend or boyfriend. And since these online personalities have millions of followers, the scale of parasocial relationships is bigger today than it ever has been. The most common population groups that that develop a parasocial relationship are teenagers and young adolescents. These relationships also happen with people who feel lonely or lack self-esteem. It is possible for adults to develop parasocial relationships, although it is much less common than in younger populations. In 2015, 9% of girls aged 13 to 17 had a media influence online. This number increased by 12% in 2017. Young people who experience bullying are more likely to develop a parasocial relationship. It offers a much friendlier environment and has a low risk of feeling rejected. Most interactions with their idols are passive, and if by any chance their hero responds, the response will be friendlier than the interactions they may experience in real life. People have a need for connection and belonging. It is a crucial aspect of living. It comes right after your basic needs such as food, water, and security. Many young adolescents have those basic needs covered, but their need for belonging is often not fulfilled. This applies even more to young people who tend to be alone and don't have many friends in real life. Many young people are not comfortable with establishing relationships in real life. They don't have a social circle or a group of friends that they can rely upon, therefore they turn to their online idols as a form of self-esteem boosting and social interaction. Other people use parasocial relationships to broaden their social interactions and not replace face-to-face interactions completely. Addiction can also lead to parasocial relationships, as some unhealthy behaviors can lead to a poor mental health. In this case, the parasocial relationship is simply a substitute for an unhealthy behavior, such as a video game addiction or social media addiction, for example. A parasocial breakup is the discontinuation of a relationship with a media figure. For example, a fan will move on to another person who they can get closer, or there's a falling out where they realize that person wasn't who they thought they were. In this way, the parasocial relationship helps the person to let go of the other person and start fresh. Constant parasocial breakups create a vicious, never-ending cycle of toxic parasocial relationships, harming the person engaging in them. A lot of people will share their stories to things like Reddit about their experiences with a parasocial relationship and have similar experiences. Some people that experience these breakups even negatively experience symptoms of a breakup, such as aggression, depression, anxiety, fear, sadness, and insomnia. Some common signs that you are in a parasocial relationship is that you follow your favorite celebrity or streamer all of the time, you care more about their lives and achievements than you do your achievements, you donate money to their cause, comment on their social media accounts, feel offended, sad, or hurt if someone insults your favorite streamer or celebrity, feel as though this person is your only friend and someone who you can trust with your personal stuff, always making sure you have time to watch their streamer show no matter what other activities are happening in your life, neglecting real-life relationships and tasks for following your idol, following their lifestyle and making similar decisions as their decisions, spending money on merch, having no other meaningful connections in your life except for the parasocial relationship. You might not have all of the symptoms of having a parasocial relationship, but if you have at least 3 of these symptoms, you do likely have a parasocial relationship. If you have a parasocial relationship with someone, it's best to acknowledge how it impacts your life. If this is your only way of connecting with people and replacing other relationships in your life, then it might be time to reconsider it. Not all parasocial relationships are bad. A parasocial relationship can be a good addiction in your social life. The key is to do it in moderation and have other meaningful interactions in your life with other people. However, if you overindulge in this relationship and replace all other forms of social interactions, you need to do something about it. The most important thing is to acknowledge it. You don't have to feel bad about it, but you need to be aware that it's happening. If you don't have anyone to talk to about it, you might want to consider speaking to a therapist. It might be worth looking into how to socialize with other activities. For example, you might benefit from trying a hobby that requires social interaction with other people, which can help you build real-life connections instead. Not all parasocial parasocial relationships are equal, and there are technically 3 different levels of intensity in this type of relationship: entertainment social, intense personal, and borderline pathological. At each level, there is an increasing belief from the fan that they are in a personal relationship with the celebrity. Entertainment social relationships mean that fans are attached to a certain celebrity because they are entertained, and the celebrity is a source of social interaction and gossip among their peers. At this level, the parasocial relationship can be considered rather than impersonal, such as a casual fan of a celebrity. The next level is an intense personal parasocial relationship or celebrity worship. It reflects the intensive and compulsive feelings about the celebrity, even borderline obsessive. For example, a fan in an intense personal parasocial relationship might consider a celebrity as their soulmate. The final and most intense level is borderline pathological parasocial relationships. This level of intensity is evident in stalker fans. It is characterized by uncontrollable behaviors and fantasies about the celebrities, many times bordering on delusion. For example, a fan in such relationship might say, "If I walked through the door of my favorite celebrity's house, they would be happy to see me." So make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you're feeling risky, comment below how you feel about this situation, what creators, I don't know, stuff like that. Thank you so much to each and every one of my members. I appreciate each and every one of you every single day. Make sure to consider becoming a member. It starts at 99 cents. You get early access to my videos, you get to pick my videos, and many more other perks. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and goodbye.